All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Wellness Wednesdays. I am your host, Stephanie Lomax. I'm CEO and HR strategist with HR Pro for You, an HR consulting firm that helps businesses to embrace HR. And I am joined today and every Wednesday. This is our first episode of this, but I am joined by Dr. Corey Hicks, my partner in crime on the wellness side. And definitely excited to have him be a part of this. I just want to read a little bit about Dr. Corey, as I call him, or Coach Corey as well. He's a speaker, a corporate trainer, author. He's got 20 plus years of pharmaceutical professional experience. He's a former decathlon and turned into biotech medical director for over 23 years. He's been a successful motivational speaker. He has inspired thousands nationally and internationally. Dr. Hicks provides a range of training services from health and wellness, leadership, stress management, emotional intelligence, and emotional empowerment. He is a former three-time NCAA All-American decathlete in track and field, former 1996 Olympic hopeful, a 2009 KSU Hall of Fame inductee, a two-time author, 2019 Bragg Magazine Influencer of the Season, 2020 Global Motivation Award recipient, and he holds a Bachelor of Arts in Education from Kentucky State University, a Master's of Arts in Health Science from Concordia University in California, and a PhD in Health and Human Performance from Concordia University in Chicago. He is a member of Phi Beta Sigma fraternity, Divine Nine representing well here, and founder and CEO of the 3Vs LLC. Welcome, Dr. Corey.
Thank you. I am excited to be here. So thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, absolutely. So we talked about, putting something together that was going to be beneficial to the masses, right? As it relates to people understanding wellness, how wellness has an impact on, not just them physically, but all the pieces of what that actually looks like. And then how that also is a really critical component in the workforce. And
Yeah.
so we came up with the idea of doing these Wellness Wednesdays where we would share some of that information and impart some of that knowledge just to help people be better and their better selves. So the theme for March is really centered around mental wellness, growth, and mindset. But I think before we can really dig into, that specific piece of the mental wellness, we have to understand what wellness is kind of as a whole,
Yes.
the overarching umbrella. So why don't we talk a little bit about, defining what wellness actually is?
Okay. So when we think about it, we really want to ask three questions. What constitutes wellness? What are the characteristics of a well person? And why is maintaining wellness important? So if we define it, we look at wellness is a state of living at one's highest potential as a whole person and maximizing one's potential while enjoying the process and maintaining optimal health along the way. So it's kind of like that song when they said we're living our best life.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like you're living a holistic and a balanced life. And we just want to understand that wellness is a process. It's an interactive process of becoming aware of making choices towards a more integrated, successful, holistic, and balanced lifestyle.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's a lot to unpack in just that little bit, right? Because people, I think, need to understand, there are multiple components to wellness. There's mental wellness, there's physical wellness, there's spiritual wellness, there's, awareness of self, all of those things. And so let's talk about, what constitutes a well person. Like, how would you define a well person, like from a holistic standpoint?
Okay, so let's look at it. So, first of all, this person has high self esteem and a positive outlook, a foundational philosophy and a sense of purpose, a strong sense of personal responsibility, which is key, a good sense of humor and plenty of fun in life. You have to be that person that enjoy life, that has a zeal for life, a concern for others and a respect for the environment, a conscious commitment to personal excellence, That's so important, just sort of having that personal commitment, a sense of balance. And again, I mentioned earlier, an integrated lifestyle, freedom from addictive behaviors, which is important, of a negative or a health inhibiting nature. Highly conditioned and physically fit. And that doesn't mean that you're a sculpted body, but that means that you're just in shape. Your blood pressure, cholesterol, your labs, and all, you are a healthy person. And the capacity to manage life demands and communicate effectively. But that's most important, handling and balancing life demands, which is a key component. So,
Yeah. And I mean, we all know right now, we've been in a pandemic for a year.
yes,
And so managing life demands in a pandemic can cause some unwellness.
that's right.
I mean, it is like forced people to do things and think about things in a way that they've never had to before. So I think this Wellness Wednesday is I'm hoping that it is beneficial, because I think that people are looking for ways to incorporate something. I remember when the pandemic first started, people were trying to buy like bikes and weights and things like that. You couldn't find them anywhere because gyms were closed down. So people were buying their own equipment to work at home, or people that never rode a bike before were looking to ride bikes just to do something to stay physically active. And so, yeah, I mean, it's caused kind of a mind shift for many, because I think a lot of us recognize that this was going to be life changing and have an impact on our wellness. But and that's in the beginning, right? So then when you're in it for 12 months, now what? Because I've done all these things and I'm still kind of in this, pandemic mindset. So I definitely agree with all of those things that you were just mentioning. So what else can you tell us about, just wellness in overall? Because I know that this, like I said, this month we're going to dig into the mental aspect of mental wellness, and there's several components with that. But what else can you share in regards to, wellness overall that we can impart with folks today?
So when we talk about wellness too, I mean, you can't have one without the other. And you have physical and you have mental wellness, and the mental can connect into spiritual, emotional. But when you work out and you exercise, by working out and exercise, and it's interesting because you actually have these endorphins, which are feel good endorphins that are beneficial for anxiety. It also helps to regulate sleep. So it's very beneficial. And even from a mental capacity point of view, it's like, if mentally, if you're depressed, if you just don't feel like doing anything, you have a sedentary lifestyle, then it's going to ultimately impact the physical component, because
Mhm.
you have atrophy of the muscle. Now you have these pains that are coming out of nowhere that are beginning to, bring upon stress. But when I think about, just wellness period, I think about this as an individual that's a high energy individual. This is a person who, for one, gets enough sleep, because when you get sleep, it's going to help both the mental and the physical component. I want to share one thing that I think is very important. There was the CEO in India. He was a picture of good health, ran 5 miles a day. He was a vegetarian. Again, he didn't eat meat, didn't smoke, didn't drink, didn't do anything. And so every day he had the same regimented routine, that he did the same thing over and over again. He
Mhm.
was excited, full of life. People loved being around him. And one day he didn't show up for work, and people thought that was a little strange because he didn't call in. So everybody, they thought, well, maybe he just, got into work late. And then time went on. So they ended up doing sending a wellness check, someone to check on him, and come to find out, they found him dead in his penthouse, and he had a massive heart attack. And it wasn't because he didn't eat right, it was because he had systolic hypertension. So, and it was all caused to not getting enough sleep. So I wanted to tell that story to
Mhm.
let people know that you have to get, these 3 to 4 hours of sleep a day. You have to get, you do much better than that. Eating fresh foods, low fat foods, which is very important when you look at for cholesterol and, plaque streaks that are built up in your arteries. You have infants as young as 15 months old with plaque streaks in their arteries. So it's very important. World Health Organization states that we should get at least 30 minutes, 150 minutes a week, and that's 30 minutes a day of exercise and of getting your heart rate up to flush out your arteries. Just make sure that you do something physically, that you're active every day, not living a sedentary lifestyle. Make sure that you're intellectually stimulated, because this is good too for mood, for memory, for learning, for these antioxidants that are coming through the blood to get things stimulated, that you laugh often. How many times have you saw that old movie that, cracks you up all the time, or that VHS tape or that CD that you have at the old family reunion and everybody's clowning and cutting up? Pull out some of those things. Pull out some of those things to really and truly to laugh, because laughter is good for the spirit, the soul, and the heart. Enjoy supportive, satisfying relationships, meaning be around people who really truly build you. Be around people who pour into you. Have a sense of purpose. Know the direction. Know what you want to do. Sometimes confusion in life can bring about stress and anxiety that can really and truly weigh on your mental and your physical components of your, of overall of our body. And are you committed to a calm and good? Do something good for somebody. Sometimes it feels good just to put a smile on somebody else's face or someone's face. So these are some of the things that well individuals do. And again, I know this is just the beginning, but these are some of the things that I want to be able to talk to and peel back the umbrella to speak to more detail in the future.
Yeah, no, this has been great. So a great introduction to wellness as a whole, and I think we've touched on quite a bit of the components that gives us, a lot of latitude to go forward to talk about a lot of different things as it relates to wellness. So thank you for sharing that, and everybody, we will be back next Wednesday to talk further about wellness. We'll start digging into the mental wellness, which is again the theme for March, and we'll carry that through the month of March. But I look forward to sharing this information with you, as I'm sure Dr. Corey does as well. I'm sure you can tell he's very passionate about what he does. So we're really, really excited to be embarking on this together and sharing this information with you. So until next Wednesday, we will see you then, and be well. Take care.